Explain like I'm 5. How is GPS free? GPS has made a major impact on our world. How is it a free service that anyone with a phone can access? How is it profitable for companies to offer services like navigation without subscription fees or ads? GPS is not free. It cost about $12 billion to put it up in the first place, and costs about $2 million per day to maintain. It was created by the U.S. Department of Defense for military use, but after Korean Airlines Flight 007 got lost, accidentally flew into the Soviet Union, and was shot down, the Reagan administration decided there were good reasons to let civilians use it too. It's become so important to everyone, so now the Pentagon can always get more cash to upgrade it, since it's a public benefit. The U.S. military created it, and the signals were out there. Reagan ordered it opened up to civilians after Korean Air Flight 007 was shot down over bad navigation data, and things got affordable to regular consumers over the last 15 years. Now, those satellites only tell you your coordinates. Map data is where the money is, and the big providers have spent millions and millions to get it built out. Which means recouping that requires either slipping in promoted search results, using your location data to ad profiles, pricing it in somewhere else, or using it as a loss leader to encourage use of other services. The U.S. government made it free for everyone. I guess you could say American tax dollars pay for it. Of course, lots of countries have their own GPS systems, because they don't trust the U.S. government to not turn off access. But ultimately it would probably be kind of hard to turn off access at this point. It's really not that complicated a technology. It's basically just a bunch of radios on satellites. And how long it takes you to get signals from various ones tells you where you're at. Edit. Russia, China, and the USA have their own GPS systems. The EU also has their own GPS system. But they're not one country. All of these are available more or less for free. So taxpayers of those countries pay for it. You're talking about two things. GPS refers to the system that allows you to work out your position based on satellite positions. The satellites are just clocks with radios attached, broadcasting an ID number and the time. Things that use GPS are simply radios that listen for the time and ID and use it to work out the radio's position. You can have infinite GPS receivers since there's no going back and forth, and there's no additional cost in supporting more. Today, you can buy GPS radio on a chip for pennies. GPS, and its cousins, GPS was developed by the US government. There's also EU, Russian, and Chinese systems, were put in place by governments that launched the satellites into orbit, and while that's expensive, it's justified as a boost for the military and for the economy. Think the transportation industry. Once in space, there's very little maintenance required to keep the system going. The other thing you are thinking of are map and navigation services. GPS tells your radio where it is, but you want to see that on a map, or have a computer work out how to get from there to somewhere else, right? Some services do charge money for subscription, some are funded with advertising. Dollars. Some just sell media with maps on them and you need to purchase new media to get updated maps. My Toyota's GPS navigation. In the case of things like phones, the software often transmits the phone's location, and that location data can be used to select ads to show the user, determine when a particular place is busy, get traffic pattern data that can be sold, etc.